I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting. I've been kind of anxious there. Everything right now is hard to get.
This is the Kodiak.
So we found this wild oak trails or something, wild oak.
This trip we will be unbox the tent because you know we just do not know what be inside there.
These are the poles. Look
Okay.
how heavy the poles are. They're actually quite,
Oh shit.
quite
my
heavy.
goodness.
Just the poles are quite heavy. We
This
have
the
a
back
tarp,
and this
and we have a tent.
top.
These, I
Pole.
believe, would be for organizing. These are like the different things to go inside the tent for organizing our stuff, right? I mean, these will hang up and you can put your gear in here.
Okay.
You know, shoes, different things. So there'll be places inside the tent here.
Yeah. This everything in the box. Maybe we start setting up.
It did come with a tarp. It's a ground tarp. Basically it says the ground tarp's bigger than the tent itself. It's
Okay.
designed that way. You don't even have to have the ground tarp. It's just extra protection. So the way the Kodiak tent's built, it already has a very solid waterproof bottom. We decided to buy this tent because for the size and the space and the durability, it just seemed like bang for the buck. It was the best one out there, especially for the colder weather camping. As I had mentioned in another video about the North Face, it was a little bit drafty for our trip in the winter for Escalante, so we wanted to find something that would maybe hold a little more of the body heat. Oh, these flex rods, solid.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Really heavy.
No, this stuff, I mean, they're making it strong. So here are our T
Okay.
rods. Okay, I don't know exactly how. Okay, so we'll get to that stuff, and then here's our stakes. Let's see what kind of stakes we've got here.
A lot of people do not like the Kodiak tent. First, it's how heavy it is, and two is smell. But I think it's from some kind of the material. That's why it have some smell.
Because it's a treated canvas.
Yeah.
And that's where the smell comes from. Yeah, that treated canvas can be a little bit strong. We might actually leave this set up for a couple of days to let it air out. But
Yeah.
it's what makes it waterproof.
And then it will kill my glass.
What makes it waterproof, and we don't want to kill the grass, so maybe we won't leave it set up for a couple days.
Okay, that's good.
Now this can not only go underneath the tent for extra protection, but it can also go inside.
I think the one thing I kind of find out the first thing I think this one is stupid. Everything it look quality, but I just do not know why.
I noticed this too.
One is the
Like, it looks like they just shredded something. It's not even sewed. I was seeing the same, like they just like got a piece of strap, but I think because of the packaging, technically this should just go in that bag.
Okay.
And hopefully we just throw this away. I kind of thought the same thing. That's okay. So I was hoping for this. This is actually kind of newer. Before they had the webbing, and I was hoping we didn't get an old model.
Okay.
I wasn't sure when I ordered it
Okay.
what model we were going to get. So this is a newer model.
Okay. What the old model having?
Just webbing.
What webbing?
This material,
Okay,
the
this
black material, yeah.
This one is newer. They have
Yeah,
it. Okay,
the
that's
metal,
good.
yep, exactly. So it's a much stronger design. So
Okay.
now,
How many sticks do they have?
so they're saying 14 points, 14 stakes. Well, I know the first time they said might take like 15 minutes. And then after that, you can do it in like 5 to 10 minutes.
This one, the stick is longer, more than any tent we have.
Oh yeah, longer, heavier. So we've hooked up one side, and I'll just show you here. A really nice design. These rods slide in through the sleeves,
Okay.
and so I've got this one already in.
Hold on.
Okay, so this is the sleeve.
Right there.
Here's our T-pole, and this knob is going to be facing down. Okay, this slide, so this is how these poles are here. So we've got our one side here. Okay, this slide right here comes over the pole. Now this is important here. When you put these in, these need to go all the way in. You got to kind of maybe wiggle them and get them all the way in there. These are going to be under a ton of tension. Very tight. So now we're going to make sure we get these slid all the way to the end here. Okay. Now, when we hook up this part here, this is where we start flexing it. This is, I guess, why they would call it a flex bow. So we've got our middle, and we're going to kind of push this until this drops into place. The tension comes off. Now we're sliding this rod over. This button locks the rod now. Yeah, here's the button here. That locks the rod. And on the other side, there's actually a fixed screw, and I don't know if you can see that underneath there. So that leaves this rod in place. Okay, so now we have that in place. We grab one of these other rods. Now, one of the things that I like about these is this is actually cable. That's actually cable. That's not just some elastic stuff. That's cable. I don't know where the elastic part comes from. Slide that together. Okay, this knob is going to go in right here. Okay, and you're going to be lifting this up.
And this one here.
Okay, and then that goes into the bottom.
It's nice thing too.
This goes into the bottom of this pole, and bam, we've got one side standing. Definitely gets heavier, this side does, but it's not bad.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're lifting this up.
And I told you to buy 14.
Same thing. Thank goodness I didn't listen to you. It would have even been worse. That's basically it. Now what we need to do is finish staking everything off. I just did the corners because I was afraid that I was going to make it too tight to lift it if I did all the stakes.
I think
so the angle really does kind of help. The angle and they did mention that. The kind
like
of
you make like an angle like this?
Angle it towards the tent.
Okay.
Is what they kind of, I caught that the fourth time I read the instructions. So giving it a little bit of an angle towards the tent. Now,
this is what I like for the tent, the bottom of it. I just feel like it is really heavy and really thick material and look really waterproof.
Kind of starting the awning, pretty much put in the first side. I mean, you can stand these all, a little bit straighter up. Gives you a little more headroom, whatever. But they say to put them at a little bit of an angle so as raining, the water drains off of the awning. Okay, so pretty much this little rod runs through here. I think some of this stuff is a little bit, however, it doesn't have to be perfect. So one of the things in the instructions that it says is that you just tie a loop. There's a lot of different knots that you can use. For me personally, on something like this, I like a clove hitch, which is just kind of a real simple two-loop design, and it slides over. And then once you tighten this up, it'll stay there, and it gets really, really tight. Okay, and then when you stretch it to the post, to the stake, I just did a wrap on the other side, and then this is basically to lock it in place. You give it just a little bit of a tension and it just kind of seems to hold it. Now I don't know how well this would do under a stronger wind. You can kind of adjust these poles accordingly, and if you needed to, you can pull a stake and stretch it out a little different, if we wanted to just say, let's take a look inside. I'm actually, haven't even been in yet. So one of the things that we noticed too, they talk a lot about these YKK zippers, and these are just supposed to be super smooth, super high quality zippers. One of the things that we do is we get zipper wax for a lot of our tents, just to kind of help with the dust, and it depends on where you're camping, but dust and mud, whatever, you just run that zipper wax on there and it keeps them running really smooth and keeps them clean. This is another thing I love.
What you love?
I like to stand up in my tent. I haven't had that really ever in any tent that I've ever owned. I've always had to crawl in and out of them. So being able to stand up is a really big deal to me. So if we zip this back up here,
okay,
And you can see, oh yeah, it's got these nice flaps.
What nice flap.
Here's our flaps here. This goes over the zipper. So if you're getting into a heavy rainstorm, I mean, I don't see any way that this is gonna leak. I mean, this is gonna be a very solid tent. I'm really impressed. And I don't know what the smell thing's about. It's not that bad of a smell at all.
Okay. This is one thing people talking about. They just do not like the smell. And for me, I just feel like it smells like the plastic, it smells like a rubber. It's
the rubber bottom that maybe has more odor than anything. But I'm really excited. So this,
I think if we setting up and leave it like a couple week or maybe a couple times, the smell will go away.
We have loops kind of all over the inside of the tent. This was one of the deals that comes with it. This is basically just a gear loft. You can put it on either side. You have flexibility on where you go. I love the little pivot hooks. You don't have to figure out which way is the right way. These things swivel. This is a great design. You also have this loft, and again, you can put it on either side of the tent, so you can put different, things in here. They've got all these different, this is a big old pouch here. Looks like actually
good. You can put a basketball there.
Yeah, you can even take this off and hang it somewhere else. Maybe I'm even missing something the way that it... So my wife loves to play basketball, so we always bring one with us. Anyway, and I don't know why I can remember. There's 3 models. There's the basic, deluxe, and the VX. And basically you get 2 windows with the basic, 4 windows with the deluxe, and 6 windows with the VX. We have, basically, if we start opening all this up, so this is all of your windows. It's a beautiful thing. You have 2 doors. This is one door here. I'm gonna go ahead and just roll this up here. So if you want to get this stuff out of the way, we have our loops here.
Okay, this one I kind of feel different, but it kind of maybe a little bit more nicer because the one we have.
If I'm missing something.
No, you can.
No, you just pretty much tighten these up. This is great.
I think this one is more.
It's better than
another 10 because everything it will be tight on another 10. This one it gives you
to stretch the elastic out on these
room and you can adjusting it. Yeah, I think we can go to a Yellowstone then.
This was the biggest reason that we went with the VX, was because we wanted to have the ability to open it up when it gets hot, still be able to come into the tent. And one thing too for me is sometimes you want to see the view. Right here, I would probably end up taking this one off.
Yep.
And probably just put it on the other side, so this, I mean, this is great. And then, obviously it takes up a little bit of headroom, don't care. I'm not sure how come they have loops, like.
What's the loop?
There's another loop here.
Did you remember when you,
do they have some extra
when
stuff?
we researched, they have the carpet. I'm not sure what it's for. If you guys know, maybe you can comment below the video and let us know. Or maybe we will research and let you guys know what it's for. And one thing too, like when we have another tent, we worry about the dog come in the tent. But I think for this one, because the mattress sticker, I think it's no problem.
Oh, I think it's no problem. Yeah, I wouldn't worry. There's a number of different sizes for the FlexBow. They make a cabin. There's really a lot of tents that Kodiak Canvas offers. I mean, pick-up bed tents. Really a very cool company. Yes, so anyways, I definitely recommend getting on their website, looking at the different sizes. Really impressed with this FlexBow. For the first time setup, it was really actually pretty stinking easy. We took our time doing it because we were going over everything, but if we had to do it again, we can easily have this up in 5 minutes. Yeah, so anyways, we can continue to, we'll show you how to wrap it up here. We're gonna kind of probably take this down. I think we're going to get the kids out here and let them kind of mess around in it, because I know a little baby that loves tents. So.
Okay.
Just a couple features on the awning here. Let's just say that it starts to rain really hard and you just want to drop it down quick. You can just pull these 2 posts out and it drops down, covers the front of your deal. You can still kind of hook these onto the stake, or you know, if you wanted to keep this front covered. But again, like everything else, you can just wrap these up, and it has the same loops as all of the windows do inside. And I really obviously need to do it going tighter to get this to work as well as the windows do. There doesn't seem to be quite as much room, but I didn't do a very good job wrapping. This is the bag that came with it. Really nice. They give us instructions in the bag, so you don't have to try to keep the instructions with you. I'm going to open up a couple of doors because it lets the air kind of come out. That way when we drop it, we'll have a place for the air to kind of release. So I'm going to open up both sides of the doors, and then we'll just start dropping this tent and see how it comes apart. Alright, so we've kind of rolled them all up. The stakes seem to be in a separate bag. It's probably a good idea because it's heavy and heavier. But basically it wasn't too bad to put. This has got the ground tarp inside of it, and this has the tent stakes, the guy wires, and all the poles in here. More than likely we won't be using the bags. You know, we did this just for now because this is how it came, and we wanted to just show you. A lot of times we put stuff into a box. In my opinion, it's better. The tent has a little bit more air to breathe. It doesn't get wrapped up so tight and just kind of, sometimes these tents can get moldy. You can get air trapped or moisture trapped. So we'll show you as we evolve with this new system, kind of, you know, what we've come up with, so that you can see firsthand, you know, just kind of how easy it is to have your boxes, have your stuff, you know, be able to bring it out, set it up. And yeah, we'll definitely keep you guys posted. If you you know, like this video and want to see more, please comment, like, subscribe. We're going to try to continue to do a lot more things camping related, whether it be with the tent, ideas on preparing food and taking your food with you. I mean, we're going to show stoves and ovens and coffee makers, and we have a lot of stuff that we want to try to bring out there to you guys, and just hope everybody's out enjoying camping and staying safe.